7 a.m. I haven't even gone to the bathroom yet because I need to empty my buckets. My bathroom buckets, they're way too full. I should have emptied them yesterday and I got distracted and didn't. So I don't want to add anything more to them because they're already pretty full. So before I can use the bathroom this morning, I'm up at sunrise emptying my buckets. This is off-grid living. Welcome to my beautiful unschool life. That egg? You can let him out. Yeah, I'll fill it up. Just keep forgetting. So today's Friday. Normally on Friday we would be working the farmer's market, but farmer's market season is over. So we have gained another day of the week. Today is a bit exciting. We're headed to Stratford. We're going to shop for campers. And then we're picking up the girl's best friend when she gets out of school. The last couple of weeks have been pretty difficult. I've had really bad anxiety and depression. Hence the video that I made that was just all music. That was me. That was a practice in gratitude. There's no better way of appreciating your life than setting it to pretty music. So we're getting ready to head out on a road trip. Everybody's kind of excited to be doing something fun after a couple of days of just taking it easy. We went to the beach, we worked on some chores around the house, and now we're feeling a little bit energized and ready to do stuff again. So thanks for coming along with us. Okay, I blew it. I forgot to film the whole day. I filmed a little bit when the kids were playing with my sister's ferret, but I forgot to film the drive. I forgot to film our beautiful Thai food lunch. I forgot to film looking at campers, and I remembered to film when we picked their best friend up.
I just want to say
You saw her? They have gone to their dad's now, so I am free for the next 2.5 days to accomplish things without having to stop and make snacks for people. So that's gonna start tomorrow. Tonight, I'm gonna curl up with a good book and do nothing. So I'll talk to you tomorrow. That's creepy. I don't want to play today. Don's working. He's helping with the corn harvest. The girls are at their dad's house, so I'm all alone. I have all the time to do all the things that I need to do, and all I want to do is curl up in bed with a book. Of course, that's all I want to do. Why wouldn't I? But I'm not. I have too much to do. It's not going to rain today, so I need to get some stuff done. Good morning, everyone. How you doing, turkeys? Sorry, guys. Sorry. Don't mind me. She's one of my purebred Americanas. I think might be one of my only purebred Americanas. They keep dying on me. It's always the expensive chickens that die first, you know. Alright, this one here. Goes there, that. Goes there, that. Goes there, this. This is one of the young ones who never gets first dibs on anything, so it knows how to sneak around back and get snacks when nobody else is looking. You can always tell which animals are where on the hierarchy by how scared they are of me. Sometimes the ones at the bottom of the hierarchy are terrified of me, just because they're just terrified of everything. Ooh, look what I walked in on. He's still working on getting his balance. He can get his balance up there, and then he can't quite figure out what to do once he gets his balance. So I'm not convinced that we've had any successful turkey mating yet, because I haven't seen him manage to come close to the actual act. He's still working on balance. Ducks leave their eggs all over the place. So when you have ducks, you spend a lot of time doing you know how at Easter there's like 2 different kinds of Easter egg hunts. There's ones where they just throw the eggs all over the lawn and you just pick them up. That's ducks. If there's an egg hunt where like it's been hidden in a really good hiding place and you really have to look for it, that's chickens. He's still working on it. Still fumbling away at it. He goes straight back to puffing up and showing off. Meanwhile, she's just trying to straighten her feathers, a big chunk of which fell out. A few weeks ago I expressed concern with keeping the turkeys in with the chickens because sometimes the turkeys will peck the chickens, and a great big turkey could do a lot of damage to some of my, particularly my silkies. They're very small. But they're in here anyways. It's something I'm keeping a close eye on. They do pick on the chickens, but I find mostly they only fight at meal times, so I try to spread the food out. And they mostly just pull feathers, so I'm not too worried right now, but it's something I'm going to keep an eye on. I've been told that turkey toms will get more aggressive in the spring, so we'll see how that goes. The main reason we don't want the turkeys free ranging is they just keep wrecking the cars. They jump up on the hood and they scratch the paint. Oh, look out, you guys. 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 There you go. Come on, then. You guys. I probably should have shown you what this is. So the fermented feed buckets, I do 3 of them so that everything I feed them has been fermented for 3 days. So this is a scoop and a half of wild bird feed. And then I also have, in here, I have this great big bag of flax seed. So I give them about that much flax seed in every bucket. And the flax I give them every day because it adds omegas to the eggs. And then I also add, we save all of our eggshells and we dry them. And then I crush them up and then I put them into the fermented feed. And that adds some calcium. I especially make sure to do that if someone's laying soft eggs. I make sure that they get calcium in their diet. Sometimes I also add hot peppers. These are hot peppers from my garden that I dehydrated. If I hear anybody sneezing, I'll add hot peppers. That helps. I tried to close the lid and there was a chicken in it. Honey, come on. Get out of there. So hot peppers helps their immune system. And then I add a scoop and a half of water. I have this piece of plastic that's cut to the right size for this bucket and a rock on it to hold most of the fermented food under the water. And then a lid to keep the chickens out and a brick to keep the raccoons and the rats out. And there we go, 3 buckets. Once the cold weather comes, I have to keep it outside or in the house. So it's a little bit more work then, but I've got a good system worked out now. Okay, now it's time to get some things done. I have a big to-do list as I put in last week's video. So something I could do is clean out the chicken coops. There's 1, 2, 3 chicken coops that need to be cleaned out, and all of the manure will go on the garden, directly on the garden, even though it is fresh, hot manure. I would put it directly on the garden mainly because I'm not planning on gardening next year, so it will have time to compost in place. I could do that. I also need to insulate that chicken coop. I could do that. But I think the task of putting my 2 main gardens to bed is kind of overwhelming because they're still producing food. And this is the trap that I get caught into. I got caught in last year. My garden will continue to produce food right up until the snow comes. And in fact, some of the things like the carrots can stay in there all winter. So I sort of want to not, I don't really want to put the garden to bed yet because there's still things growing in there. There's cabbages still growing in there. There's green onions still growing. There is Swiss chard that still looks fantastic. So putting it to bed is a bit complicated because I'm going to have to work around that or pull that and decide what to do with that, and I haven't decided yet. So I think what I'm going to do, because it's actually been waiting even longer, is I'm going to work on my perennial garden today. So that is this long, thin garden over here where the gooseberries and the josta berries and the currants and the pawpaws and the elderberries are all growing over here. So this, I'm just going to put rabbit manure on this and then put straw on it. So it's a fairly simple job. It's not complicated. I don't have to worry about harvesting anything. I'm working around this stuff because it's perennial anyways. The chickens don't really come over here, so I don't have to worry about the chickens kicking the straw all over the place, which is of course what chickens do as soon as you put straw down. The only thing I need to think about is the sunflowers. What do I want to do with the sunflowers? Do I want to just leave them standing and let the birds take the sunflower seeds? Do I want to cut them down and save the heads, put them somewhere dry, and give the sunflower seeds to the birds as we proceed? What I should really do first is check and see if there's even any sunflower seeds in here. Yes, there are seeds. So if I do decide to cut them and put them somewhere where they can dry, the place I would put them would be in my greenhouse. My greenhouse doesn't have walls on it right now, so that's another job I could do today. I could put the walls on my greenhouse. That probably is about a 4-hour job. This probably is about a 6 to 8 hour job. So I'm gonna start with this and see how I go. Maybe I'll do the greenhouse tomorrow. If I can get those two things done this weekend, that would be really nice. I did start working on the bunny barn again yesterday, or the day before yesterday. Abby helped me. We're working on, this is the floor of the bunny barn. We're using 2x4 wire because the grass can still grow through it, but the rabbits can't dig, which is the main problem with the bunny barn, with bunnies, is that they dig. We want them to be on grass because they like it, but they dig and they tunnel and they escape, and it's not safe for them. So hopefully 2x4 fencing will be the trick. Okay, it's starting to warm up out here. All right, I need a wheelbarrow, a pitchfork, a shovel, some gloves, and some rabbit poo. Here we go. Break, and now I just don't want to get started again. I've been sitting here on this wagon just going how much I'd rather wish that I could just curl up with a book in the hammock. But if I get this done, or even, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I'll do this for a couple of hours and then I can sit on the hammock as a reward for my hard work. You can do this, Erin. You can do it. It's true. I am not forgotten. You're the one on my mind. And I could spend the winter too, as long as I am there with you, 'cause you're the one on my mind. You should never doubt it's true. I am not forgotten. You're the one on my mind. And I could spend the winter on my mind a lot lately is social media. The girls and I are planning on traveling. In order to travel, I need to make money. I have 2 possible income streams while traveling. One is to rent out my house as an Airbnb, and number 2 is social media. YouTube, I am monetized, but I make like $30 a month. It would be really nice if I could bring that up to, if I could make $500 a month, then that would probably be enough for me to do the trip that I want to do. So I just need to boost my social media a little bit. And so my approach to that is I'm trying to make shorts. I'm trying to post on multiple platforms, and I'm trying to use those multiple platforms to funnel an audience to YouTube, so that the long form YouTube videos will still be my primary thing, because I love making them. I love the art of them. So, but the shorts will be another, not necessarily a revenue stream, but a way for people to find me. Because that is the problem, I think. I think the videos I'm making are good, but people just don't seem to find me. The algorithm does not favor what I'm doing. So I have been watching lots of videos and doing lots of research into trying to figure out how to win the social media game. And the thing that is so, okay, I rant fairly regularly about how hard it is to raise healthy children in a world that is predominantly unhealthy. How hard it is to make sure that they are not being kept in a bubble, but I also don't want to expose them to all these harmful practices that are so normal in the rest of society. But the truth is, I have to argue that same thing for me. I have to try and find the balance of how do I function in this world that's so extremely unhealthy without compromising my values. So, for instance, the way to make successful shorts is you're supposed to change something in the video every 5 to 7 seconds, because people have short attention spans. You're supposed to put short subtitles, just 2 or 3 words at the bottom rather than full sentences, because people have short attention spans. You're supposed to use emotional arguments rather than rational or logical arguments, because the number one thing that gets engagement is making people either angry or scared. I don't want to do any of these things. I don't want to make people angry and scared. I don't want to encourage people to have short attention spans. I feel like we live in a world that just rewards the worst qualities. The only way for me to make money, the best way for a person to make money off of social media is to make the world a worse place. And I don't want to do that. I want the world to be a better place. That's the whole point of a legacy. Why would I rather have money? Why would I want money if I have to make the world a worse place for me to get it? That's just not what I value. So it puts me in this really frustrating position that I know that I might never be successful at this as long as I continue to hold tight to my values. But of course I'm going to hold tight to my values. It's the same with like investing money. I have money invested. Every single month a certain amount of money goes towards these investments. But I had to choose the investments so carefully so that I knew that they weren't contributing to things that I believe are making the world worse. Do you know how hard it is to make money off of that? None of my investments are succeeding because there's no money in morals, and there's no money in values, and there's no money in ethics, and it's really frustrating and depressing. It's like we have sewn into the fabric of our society its own destruction, and I find it extraordinarily frustrating and depressing. So that's my rant. I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna try and still post true to my values. I'm gonna try not to be picking fights or making people feel isolated or trying to build on people's basis instincts. But I also know that I'm probably just never gonna be successful at this. And that, I think, I have to be okay with not being successful is what it comes down to. And that's how I felt the whole way from the very beginning. I can't be doing social media because I want to be successful, because then if I'm not successful, I'll have wasted all my time and energy. I have to do it because I believe in it, because I enjoy it, and because I want to. And right now, the YouTube I enjoy very much. It's the other stuff, the shorts. I'm still having a hard time finding a way to do it that I don't hate. I hate going on. I hate posting. I hate fiddling with the little... with my YouTube videos, I edit them on a laptop. So I have a full-size screen. Whereas when you're doing shorts, you're editing them on your phone, and it's really fiddly and frustrating, and I can't be perfect. They're just going to look really cheap and crappy. That's just how it's going to be. And you know what? I think that is consistent with my values. I don't want to spend a lot of time staring at a screen. I don't want to encourage other people to spend a lot of time staring at a screen. I don't want to perpetuate the idea that things need to be perfect and polished in order to be valuable. I feel like the value is in the message rather than the editing, the gloss, rather than in the gloss. I'm not interested in glossy, pretty, perfect things. So anyways, now that the farmer's market is over, I'm going to have a lot more time on my hands. Hopefully I will accomplish more. And then it'll be winter before you know it. Time just goes so fast. And faster all the time. I always feel like that I'm just trying to catch a train. I'm just running full speed all the time. And every once in a while I do actually catch it. And I take a breath and it's gone. Thank you for hanging out with me. It's a pleasure as always. You guys are the best. I'll see you next time. Take care.